tonight, 377 of the 600 immigrants caught up in the raid remain in federal detention. Here and at the other food processing plants where they worked, some are now asking if they violated immigration laws, did the people who hired them also break the law? Tonight, the owners and managers at the 7 chicken processing plants that were raided may also face federal charges. According to a newly unsealed government affidavit, at least 2 of the companies were willfully and unlawfully employing illegal aliens in violation of federal law. Court documents reveal that immigration investigators worked with informants inside the plants, helping expose how managers allegedly knew they were breaking the law when they hired. Tonight, in a statement, Cook Foods, which was among those raided, says in part, an employer can also find itself in jeopardy of committing unlawful discrimination if it acts too aggressively in the effort to comply with the immigration laws. Since she walked to the United States from Guatemala 16 years ago, Flori Lopez has worked for one of the plants. Now she's been fitted with a geo-tracking ankle monitor to make sure she doesn't go back to work. She openly admits she got her job with a fake Social Security number.
And her number was?
Es falso, no sé si fue inventado.
It was just false, just invented.
To confirm someone applying for a job can legally work in the U.S., employers use what's called E-Verify, a system that matches a state-issued ID like a driver's license and a Social Security number, both provided by prospective employees. But there are loopholes.
All that is needed to fool the E-Verify system is a fake picture ID, a fake Social Security card, but that have the real name and real Social Security number of an actual human being.
And Carrie, how often are employers held accountable?
Well, according to statistics gathered by Syracuse University, in a one-year period under the Trump administration, not one big company has been prosecuted. The owners of 11 small companies have been taken to the court. Meantime, more than 120,000 immigrants have been prosecuted for being in this country illegally.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.